This is the part everyone wants to know. This is where we all get nosy, curious. Money. 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 Money, 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 money. Money. Welcome back to Transaction Care. I am your host, Lillian Hernandez, and I am here. You are here on the #1 real estate transaction coordinator YouTube channel there is. Are you subscribed? Please, if you are not, hit that subscribe button. It's really easy. Do you have a Gmail account? Log in, come back here, hit that subscribe button. Hit the like button, hit the share button while you're there as well. Drop a comment, tell me where you're from. Are you a transaction coordinator? Are you interested in transaction coordination, all of that? Join the community. So today's video is all about money, 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 money. How much do I make? Well, I'm not gonna tell you how much I make, but I'm gonna tell you how much you can make as a transaction coordinator. And I'm gonna just get straight to the point. Let's just get straight into it. I'm not gonna waste any more time. Let's go quick. I'm also gonna answer 2 other questions. So not only am I gonna answer how much money does a TC make, but I'm also gonna answer how to make money and how to get paid. Are you ready? Let's do it. So if you've already watched my video about being self-employed versus an employee, then you know that there are different ways to get paid, whether it's a set salary as an employee and you receive a W-2, or you receive separate payments as an independent contractor from different clients, different businesses, whatever the case may be, and you are in charge of that money and how you allocate it to your different checking accounts, taxes, bills, etc. So there are 2 different ways of getting paid. One is you are either pre-taxed or not. I'm going to focus on an independent contractor's pay because I think it's just a lot easier. For now, let's stick to this model of an independent contractor. So basically, you could make well over 6 figures as a TC. Yeah, believe me, it is possible. So the key to maintaining that 6-figure income is having a strong business model, having a strong business plan, and executing it to the fullest, because real estate can be up and down, up and down. Some months are different than others, and the focus is what you are able to bring in monthly, annually, and honestly how you save your money. So let's get into it. All right, so depending on the structure, like I said, if you work for yourself or don't, it could range anywhere from, I don't know, $36,000 on the low end to $200,000. It just, or more. I'm not aware of anyone that makes more than $200,000, but if you are, drop a money bag emoji. I would love to know any transaction coordinator making more than $200,000, because at this point, show me your ways, okay? If you make $400 per transaction, meaning you get a file from a realtor, 123 Main Street is the property, and you work on it from contract to close. And I'm just going to use this fee for an example. So if you charge $400 per transaction and you end up closing, let's say, 20 transactions in a month, and you're able to maintain that consistently throughout the year, then you could roughly make around $8,000 a month, which equals out to $96,000 a year. Now, keep in mind, if you are an independent contractor, you are not taking home or seeing that entire $96,000. You can, but if you don't pay your taxes, how are you going to spend it in prison? You know what I'm saying? So pay your taxes, because there will be a record of all of our payments somewhere. Someone's going to have it, and the IRS always seems to find a way to catch up. So if you want to see that $96,000, pay your taxes. But that's close to 6 figures. Studies have shown that the average person only needs to make around $75,000 to live a comfortable, decent life, meaning they're able to own a home, cars, maybe homes, have a decent savings, travel, all of that with just $75,000. And if you're making 96 after taxes and everything, you're around that, I would say, $70,000 mark. I personally like to put away 30% of all my income. I do this every month. I tally up what I have made throughout the whole month, and then I deduct 30% from that, put that away as if it never existed into my taxes account, and which is just a regular checking account that I've labeled taxes. It's not this separate like special bank account that you get. It's just a regular checking account. So basically, after taxes, what you're taking home is actually around $5,600 a month, or I believe it's $67,200 annually. So does this work for you? Is this what you want to do? And mind you, closing 20 is a little bit above average within the real estate community. It's a lot of transactions to do in a month. Believe me, it is. But it's possible. Some people do 40, 50, 60. At one point, I had, they didn't close all at once, but I had around 90 transactions going simultaneously. They all closed within a 3 to 6 month period. But you can imagine, that was definitely like my best year to this date. It was a lot of work. It was a learning experience for me. But like I said, this is a very lucrative business. If you invest the time and commit to your business and yourself, you could see a lot of rewards. And keep in mind, holidays, summer vacations, school years, tax seasons, all of this plays into the real estate market and how well it will do. If you're located in the Bay Area, it's can't stop, won't stop. So you're in pretty good hands. And that typically goes for a lot of the main cities and counties within California. I'm not too sure about how other states operate. Comment below if you're located in a different state or city outside of California. How consistent, how many transactions are you guys turning over there? But for me personally, at this stage in my career, I like to maintain anywhere between 15 and 30 transactions, closings a month. Lately, it's been a little bit more on the lower end because I've been investing my time in other areas. But for the most part, I think 20 is a good number to start off with, just to kind of build momentum. Hopping into 50 transactions a month when you're just getting started. Even for me, I'd worked in the industry for so long, but I'd never taken on such a load in my life that I got burnt out. And I will cover that in a different video. So please hit that subscribe button so you can learn more about that. But basically, you can make a lot of money, is what I'm saying. Point blank, period. And like I said, if you work for yourself, you're an independent contractor, and you make your own prices. So obviously, if you charge less, you'll make less. If you charge more, you'll make more. And depending on your time and your schedule, you set the prices to your lifestyle. If you want to charge more and do less transactions, great. If you want to charge less and do more, it's up to you. It's all up to you. It's all preference and what works for your lifestyle. So keep that in mind. As I mentioned before, you can make up to, if not more than $200,000 a year. And if you're charging $400 per transaction and you close 40 a month consistently, that's about $192,000 a year. Of course, taxes and whatnot, but you're up there. You're basically hitting well over 6 figures and very close to that 200K mark. So keep that in mind. If you're willing to put in the time and the work and the effort, and you have the stamina to put up with a lot of this work, go for it. I say go for it. I'm gonna tell myself, go for it, okay? If you're working for yourself, I highly recommend having at least, if you can do this, I know it's a privilege to even say this, but if you can, always have 3 months of reserves saved for your bills and any emergencies, because there can be months where it all just dries up. I mean, we're still in this pandemic. There's no telling we could, it's 2021. If you're watching this in another decade or another century, there was a time where the world went on lockdown and everything kind of stopped, and we all had to pivot and switch, and people changed careers and whatnot. But basically, I personally feel comfortable when I have at least 1 to 3 months of reserves in my bank account for the following months, for those just in case moments. It provides peace of mind, and it allows me to focus on the future. Like, okay, cool, it's July, August, and I already have August in the tank, and September and October. I don't have to worry about those months. I can just, whatever I make moving forward will go into my future bills, savings, all of that. And obviously, if you could do even more, that's even better. But the purpose of all of this is not so much the money you make, but how you maintain it, how you save it, how you invest it, and how you treat it. So care for yourself and care for your wealth. Ooh, that just rhymed. I might put that on a t-shirt. Transactioncare.com. So if that didn't entice you enough about making money as a TC, then let me tell you other ways you can also make money in this industry and as a transaction coordinator, because it's not just being a full-time TC. There are other ways that you can get paid for every transaction. You can get paid a salary, bonuses, commissions, if you're a salaried employer. Other ways you could make money is side hustles, covering for other transaction coordinators while they go on vacation or just need a mental health day. Building a community, that's important, because that also will provide peace of mind. When you want to take a vacation and you have a network of people you can contact to cover for you, so important. But that's besides the point. I can get into that later. But basically, you can create services where you assist TCs. If you're doing this part-time but want to bring in some extra cash, maybe, make an additional $100 a month to cover your phone bill, or for additional groceries, or for that couch you've been saving up to buy. You can offer your services to other TCs that may need help. The ones that are doing that $200K a month and they want to bring it up to 300, you could be their assistant on the side. You can help them with uploading documents, splitting documents, tagging things on DocuSign. There are so many tasks that go into being an actual transaction coordinator that you could make money doing just about anything within that checklist. So you can also do social media. You can start a blog, you can start a YouTube channel. Hello, hit that subscribe button. How are you doing? Welcome. You can start a podcast. You can, and if you have your license, you could, speak to your broker and find out what the rules are with that. But you can also help people buy and sell real estate. That's not off the table. If you have a license, you are licensed to do so. Just make sure you have joined the appropriate associations, boards, have the right memberships and credentials, and because we don't want to do anything illegal. The whole point is to do things properly, fairly, and with the utmost care. But you can make money helping people buy and sell real estate, because why not? So those are just a few options. Just have an open mind when you're coming into this industry. There's an array of jobs that are associated with real estate. It's not just realtor, transaction coordinator, or assistant. You want to build a solid team, and there are many jobs within this industry that being a TC can open the door for you. And that, I'm just going to go through the list. There's real estate broker, realtor, agent, escrow officer, escrow assistant, appraiser, inspectors, TC. You can work for the association. You can work for the government in real estate. You could be a teacher. You could be a coach. There's, like I said, the sky is not the limit. It's up to you on what you choose to do and take it from there, because the options are limitless. So to wrap up this video, when and how do TCs get paid? All right, so this is the part of the job that breaks my heart every single time it happens. And it does happen. You can't avoid it. It's just a part of the job that you have to accept from day one. So today, if you are not aware of this, accept it, move on. All right, so you are in charge of a transaction from contract to close, meaning as soon as the seller and or buyers sign that contract, whether you represent the buyer or the seller, you are in charge of maintaining it until it closes, if that's the agreement that you have with your realtor or your office. And say it's a 30-day close with contingencies. Based on this condition, if all goes well, then I will buy the house. But if this doesn't work out, then I will not buy the house. I have the option to cancel the deal or move forward. So if there's, say, a loan contingency or a loan condition on the contract, meaning the buyer must be approved for X amount of dollars in order to purchase this property. But if they fail to get the loan by this particular date, then they can opt out of the contract and get their deposit back, or they can try and get a different loan and make it work, but they would either have to extend the contingency or risk losing their deposit. So that's just a little inside tidbit about that part. But basically, if a buyer decides, okay, I can't afford this, the banks won't approve my loan, there's no way I can afford this home anymore, I want to cancel the deal, get my deposit back, and try again in a year. I mean, you don't have to know all those details, but basically, if a deal is canceled mid-contract, you do not get paid. Neither does a realtor. No one gets paid, actually. Unless you're, you've paid for an inspection up front, you've paid for reports up front. Other than that, you as the realtor and the transaction coordinator do not get paid. There's no guaranteed fee when you sign up for these deals, unless you have something in writing, unless you've created your own separate contract. Please speak to a real estate or business attorney regarding that. I am not a professional. I'm not an attorney or anything, so I will not advise you on how to do that or what to say. But if you somehow negotiated a deal where, okay, for every transaction, I am guaranteed, I don't know, $25. That way you get some sort of income and your time, just like a fee for your time. Mariah Carey sued her ex-husband for wasting her time. So if she could, she's Mariah Carey, so she could do whatever she wants. But basically, if you feel, if you have an agreement and a contract with your clients that states, in the event a deal is canceled, expired, or whatever the case may be, I am guaranteed X amount of money. So as I mentioned, speak to your attorney, speak to a broker, get some advice on that matter, because I've never done that, and take it from there. So just a little bit of advice on that note. But yeah, so basically, keep in mind, if a deal falls through, you do not get paid. So you have to keep in mind that not all transactions are guaranteed. But on the good side is that when it does close and you do get paid, then your job is done for the most part. You can either get a check through escrow. But make sure you provide very specific instructions to the escrow department and include your realtor and check in with them to make sure that your TC fee is included on those closing statements if the seller or the buyer are paying for it, or if the realtor wants it taken out of their commission. It's very important that you disclose that. upfront and send your invoices to whomever is receiving, whoever will be paying for your fee. So keep that in mind as well. But you can receive a check from escrow. You can receive a check directly from your clients, whether it's the realtor, the buyer, the seller, whoever has agreed to pay for your fee, you get the money from them. You can have it wired to you, so have your bank account information ready, whether it's a business account, personal checking, whatever you have set up. Just make sure you give them the proper routing numbers and take it from there. The other options, I don't recommend doing this route, but you can do like digital wallets such as like Zelle, Venmo, PayPal. But like I said, I don't recommend that. Speak to an accountant, speak to an attorney on best practices when it comes to receiving payment and or sending payment if you somehow have to pay people within the transaction, which does not happen, but I've seen odder things occur in real estate in my years, so just be prepared for anything. But for the most part, once escrow is closed, you should automatically get a check in the mail or a wire deposited into your account, and then you're good to go. Everything is all good, and that you got your job, you fulfilled your job, so then you can store that file away and move on to the next, okay? So I hope you found that helpful. Feel free to comment me, DM me, message me with any questions regarding this matter, and I'll let you know exactly how I'm doing it. And if there are any ways that I could improve in my business, I'm open to hearing your suggestions, your ideas, because I'm all about growth and evolving. So stay disciplined, earn that money, save, invest, make smart business decisions, and ask a lot of questions. Just ask a lot of questions and you'll get your answers from somebody, whether it's you find them here or anywhere else. For more information and to learn more about my services and what I do, head to transactioncare.com. Please hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Join the community. I love you guys. I appreciate each and every one of you for watching, for being loyal, and your time is worth it. Let's coordinate.